call a one finger, two finger rule, meaning that the guidance fin should be no more than one finger in width away from the rocket body, and it should be about 2 fingers in height in terms of the height of the fin. And if you cut the paper correctly, what you're going to find is the 2 fingers is going this direction, and then randomly you can cut whatever shape fin you want out of this piece of paper. It's important to get these ends cleared up or evened up, so we're going to end up cutting off both ends. We'll trim the lengthwise. We're just trying to even up so all 4 layers of paper are even. So you get a rough piece of stock like that, which is about a 2 finger, and again, no more than 1 finger wide. So if you just measure with your finger going across, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4. I have at least 4 fins, but in mathematics, it's kind of interesting, or it's neat. I would take my ruler. Again, the shape of the fin doesn't matter as long as you have a flat edge that goes against the rocket body. Okay. So if we were to do a triangle shape, let's say this is the shape, I would cut this off, take the original fin, so it was cut like that. If you flip it 180 degrees, and 180 degrees again the opposite way, so now the cut edges are against themselves. That minimizes waste. You could trace this out, get another fin, you can flip it over, get another, trace it, get another fin, flip and get another fin. You could probably get 6 to 8 fins out of that little tiny piece of paper. Okay? Don't start cutting by taking it out of the middle. Okay? So we're just going to take this into one piece, and we'll finish up that by tracing that out, and we'll have our, I'll put 4 fins on today. Okay? And you can cut if you want. Okay, so what we're going to do is attach the guidance fins onto the rocket body. The first thing I want to do is to evenly distribute the guidance fins around that rocket body. I know that this is the tighter of the 2 ends. If you're ever in doubt, because it's cut now, it's sometimes hard to tell what is the bigger end or smaller end. You can take a dowel stick and insert in part way, holding your finger as a guide. Look at the space on the one, the amount that you have. Take it out, reverse it around, and try to insert it on the other end, and you can see that this isn't going in at all. So I know that this is the tighter end. That's going to be the side where I'm going to be marking for my guidance fins. I said 4 fins, so it's very easy. All I'm going to do is put some marks on here so I know where it is. So we have 4 fins marked. Again, dowel stick will be moving inside. We need to have a dowel stick to push against on this. And this is the trick to getting this set right. Whatever side you're going to contact in the rocket body, remember not the shorter end of the paper, but a longer end is fine. So they could be placed on like this if you'd like. They can be placed this way if you'd like. Doesn't really matter. Definitely not that. It's sticking too far away from the rocket body and they'll break off. But our trick is this. You're going to hold, take 1 drop of glue on your fingertip, and it is a small drop of glue. Small drop of glue. Take the paper, and what you're going to be doing is pushing the glue drop along that edge, and that distributes the glue on just the edge of the paper, not on the sides. Going to your marks, you're going to get this as straight up and down the rocket as you can. And what you want to do is, holding your elbows firmly against your body, you're going to press and hold this fin for about 30 seconds to 1 minute. Again, glue is going to be drying faster. The glue is being pushed into the paper fibers by you holding it steadily, and that should hold just as a temporary hold. It hasn't developed its full glue strength, but it is held in place enough so where you can put on the other fins. And again, it would be done the same way. Be careful when you, we don't want to place this down on the table and just let the fin touch. It has a tendency to bend the rocket fin. So I would normally hold it off the edge of a table if I were going to do this. I would hold it at the edge of a table, and that way it can balance on the edge and be free so that there's no stress on that fin. Okay. So today, since we have 4 fins to put on, I'm going to balance it very carefully. Another drop of glue on the fingertip. Again, it doesn't have to be much. Again, very little amount. Scrape the fin sideways with that glue drip. Again, taking the dowel stick. Again, the dowel stick is really important that you're pushing against something. If you did this just with nothing, it's going to be a problem. Try to get them equally spaced. Right now, again, 4, so it's directly opposite the last one that I did. I'm going to speed it up again. They'll hold if you're not too hard on them. If you're careful, this will work. I'm just holding onto the stick. I don't recommend doing it this way, but I've probably made close to 18,000 of these over the course of 28 years. So you can see that I held it for less than 5 seconds, and the glue is actually holding. It's not held on straight. I don't know if you can tell, but I bumped this one, so we're going to move it back. And we'll take the last one and bump it again. Usually working on your table and waiting a little bit before putting on fins, it's okay. Now I have a slight curve to these guidance fins. But the idea is, again, getting them pretty close to being straight off across from one another. This one has a big curve to it. That's not going to work, so I'm going to straighten that one out. Again, it could take some time. But that would be set for that position. Now there's a stand that you have in the classroom, and what I would do is at the end of this particular time, because things have to dry a bit, is that I would stick them in the stand. They have little pins that are sticking up, the same size as the dowel. I would place the nose cone into the end of the rocket body, and then they would go in the pin, and they would stand in the stand like this and let that dry overnight.